So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women.
Does the perfect woman exist?
No.
Get ready with me to go to a speed dating event in St. Pete, Florida. So I found this.
Men are not dumb. Men are not stupid. You are being manipulated.
Women attending singles events is a last desperate attempt to locking down a man.
And we're gonna have a bar full of like 200 to 300 singles. I'm also running an Instagram ad only targeted to single men so that the ratio will be fire.
There were a couple of guys that were quote unquote more my type, but I got the feeling that like they weren't interested in me.
These women are only seeking a man who can fund their lifestyles while they sit back. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now.
Attention single ladies everywhere. We are currently in the NBA playoffs, if you did not know, which means that there are single straight men in bars all over watching basketball. Go meet one.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious why these men aren't attending these singles event. Why would men willingly put themselves in a situation where they're expected to pay for the privilege of rejection? These singles events often create an environment where the odds are already stacked against them. Men know that they're being sized up, judged, and dismissed in minutes, sometimes seconds, based on superficial criteria. Why would they want to pay to attend the event to get rejected when that happens for free on a daily basis? It's no surprise that men are choosing to avoid these events. It's not just the money. It's the emotional toll of constantly feeling like they're not good enough or being put through a competitive gauntlet just to be noticed.
Does the perfect woman exist?
No.
Why not?
So
What?
too crazy these days. They expect too much.
What is a perfect woman to you?
Doesn't need a man to babysit her or...
You're probably hanging out in the wrong spots, my dude.
If you are single and live in San Francisco, then this video is for you. I'm so excited to share that the Chaotic Singles Party is coming to San Francisco for the first time ever next Friday, June 7th. It'll be taking place at Chambers Eat and Drink, and we're gonna have drink specials, we're gonna have a DJ, we're gonna have icebreaker games, and we're gonna have a bar full of like 200 to 300 singles looking to mix and mingle IRL. I'm also running an Instagram ad only targeted to single men so that the ratio will be fire. So if you live in San Francisco and you're tired of the dating apps and you want to just meet a bunch of singles in real life, then you should come next Friday, June 7th. More information is a link in my bio.
Things have gotten so bad that this woman actually had to run an ad just to try and get these men's attention because they weren't showing up. It's almost like she's begging them to come, but the reality is men have wised up. They're tired of being the ones expected to put in all the effort, only to get overlooked or rejected. Now, women are starting to see the effects of that. It's no longer enough to just assume men will come running because they've seen what happens time and time again. These men have checked out, and the desperation in running ads shows how dire the situation has become. If men are avoiding these events in droves, it speaks volumes about how they really feel about the modern dating scene.
The amount of women I know who have stopped dating is astronomical. They aren't even looking anymore because that's how disappointed and fed up they are with the male sex. Men, do better. The world needs more strong men. And I don't mean strong as in goes to the gym and bench presses 200. I mean strong as in safe, protector, kind, compassionate, gentle. Think about it this way. Women are so fed up with y'all that they would rather just be alone forever than even have to speak to you anymore. That's not enough to make you get off your ass and wake up? I don't know what is.
If women are done dating, then the men are really done dating. But women claimed they've checked out of dating too. But it's ironic because they're the same ones asking, where are all the good men at? It's almost like they want it both ways. They claim to be done with dating, But then they can't help but wonder why the quality men aren't flocking to them. The truth is, those good men got tired of the games, the unrealistic expectations, and constantly feeling undervalued. So, they've quietly removed themselves from the equation. Now these women are realizing that the men they overlooked, friend-zoned, or took for granted aren't just waiting around anymore. It's like they're finally waking up to the consequences of their choices.
Where are my LA single girlies at? I'm talking to the ones who are happy being single. You know who you are. You love yourself because you know you are already whole and complete. You could date someone. You could hook up with somebody. You could make out with somebody, but you don't need no man or a woman. This TikTok is for you. I am hosting a meetup on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Nickel Mine for all of my baddest LA girlies who are single that would like to mix and mingle and maybe date somebody or just get to know some other dope females. And this isn't for the boys because trust me, the men will already be there and you don't bring sand to the beach.
This is quite sad, to be honest. Apparently this event is for hookups, and this woman is selling these women a dream of finding a man after she just said, "You don't need a man." If they don't need a man, then why are they attending this ran-through event in the first place? On one hand, she's promoting independence and the idea that women are better off alone, and on the other, dangling the fantasy of a fairy tale relationship in front of them. What a joke.
Have you ever gone speed dating in London? Don't. This is exactly how it felt the entire time. So here I am getting ready thinking maybe I'll meet the love of my life tonight. However, I was far from it. Same with my friends. And you know, I'm American, so I feel like that says a lot. And I was very happy to leave. This is me saying that was awful. And we all went to Simmons Bar after to talk about how the night went and how we will never, ever be going back again. And yeah, we just went home and got kebabs on the way home to kind of reward ourselves and went to bed.
I'm genuinely starting to think that there's something wrong with me. So last night I went on a date with a very, very nice guy. Now tell me why I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, God? Actually, I think I want a few more lessons. Like, what the actual fuck? If I were to really think about it, though, and analyze it, I'm assuming this is probably because I considered my ex to be, like, a nice guy, and I'm just now realizing how much he, like, really messed me up and gave me, like, really bad commitment issues. And so it's like, if I think about, you know, how I want maybe more of a guy who would be, like, a lesson or, like, a bad boy. It's because they're at least very straightforward with their red flags. Like, you know what you're getting into. Whereas a nice guy, they can just surprise you out of fucking nowhere with some traumatic experiences and manipulation and bullshit. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to trust anyone?
You know, I have to give her props for figuring out there's something wrong with her. Even if a good man come into these women's lives, they're always seeking chaos, because that's what they're so used to. But I understand because these are traumas that they're dealing with from past relationships. That's why these women should heal before getting into another relationship, because they might just end up hurting the person that they're dating.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up. Attempted going to a singles mixer in downtown Phoenix. The ratio of men to women was way off. We left after maybe 40 minutes, but hey, we tried.
Okay, I'm confused. What happened to strong, independent women don't need no man? What happened to women not wanting to date men anymore? What happened to lonely, single, and desperate men would do anything to get a woman? For some reason, the math is not mathing. Because from what I'm hearing about singles events, it's flooded with women. Women are looking for relationships. Women are looking for relationships despite whatever they're saying online, that they prefer to be alone without men. See, women are not being truthful. They come online and they say they don't need a man. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to settle. But then when you see a singles event, it's primarily all women. Where are the men? Yeah, we know where the men are because they don't want to deal with it anymore. You see, there's a big difference. When women say they don't want something, they actually want it. When a man says he doesn't want something, he means it.
Strong, independent women looking for a man to pay for their shit. Look at the women's tables. All are empty. No woman had money to buy herself a drink. When women look at this scene, they see many available people. What men see is a lot of women who will ignore, reject them, or play games at best. They can buy each other flowers and hold each other's hands. Men are out of the lies and enjoying some peace and tranquility. What did you expect? That was a sea of independent women. That's why no men were there.
If you are a single girl in Los Angeles, I need you to come to my chaotic singles party tonight because I have so many men on this list. I've never had this many men buy tickets. And then we're salsa dancing tonight and the salsa instructor was like, hey, can I bring a guest list of 30 more men? And I was like, yeah, for sure. But now it's a lot of men and I need the girlies to come and we're gonna salsa dance. It's gonna be so fun. And this is what I'm wearing. Okay, it starts at 8 downtown. Hope you can come.
Let me just tell you something. I don't know what the deal is with, like, men now.
What is wrong with men this time?
But I had told him prior that I will be having pre- and post-date expenses, and is that okay, and are you going to cover them?
Ah, yes, there's nothing quite so charming as a woman charging a man for her time.
I don't know if he wasn't listening or, like, what the deal was or whatever.
Maybe he thought one was kidding, joking around, because who would honestly take that amount of entitlement seriously?
But when I handed him the white envelope, he looked shocked.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
And he opened it, and it's receipts. Hello. Pre-post-date expenses. Hello. Like, what kind of females do you be dating?
Probably the type that don't normally charge by the hour.
So I handed it to him, and he literally looked shocked at me and said, I can't cover this. It was $478 for pre- and post-date expenses.
In terms of great investment ideas, something that comes off in less than 2 minutes of soap is not the best thing to invest $478 in.
You asked me on a date, and mind you, we really didn't even have that good a conversation because he was on his phone the whole time, and I have a very strict no phone policy on dates. Hello, you're here to pay attention to me. Look at all the effort that I had to put into going on this date, and now you have a problem with pre- and post-date expenses?
If only some individuals put the same amount of effort into their personalities as they did to their outward appearances, some might not be on their phones.
I believe they have a name for this kind of service. But this wasn't a date. This was simply a business transaction for her with the world's oldest profession. And what if the service was terrible? Does she do refunds? Is it even tax deductible? This level of entitlement from this woman here is insane, or should I say delusion. I've never heard of pre- and post-date expenses before. These women are coming up with new, unrealistic standards every day and expect a man to meet them. Imagine having to pay a woman just to get to know her. And after you get to know her, you got to keep paying, taking her on dates to keep dating her. That would be ridiculous. Single has never looked any better.
I went to a singles event recently and there was about 60 of us, I think, all up. Half boys, half girls. It was really fun. It wasn't like a speed dating event. The one guy that I was interested in, we had been chatting one-on-one partway through. Conversation on point. We had some things we connected on. We had some things that we were passionate about that the other person wasn't, that we were asking questions about. Conversation flowing, really good. We got interrupted by having to do a group game. So we were like, let's chat again afterwards. We didn't get a chance because there was multiple games and then it kind of wrapped up and I turned around and he was gone. I followed him on Instagram and I sent him a message. That was about 3 weeks ago. No reply, nothing.
Speed dating and singles events aren't for people who are genuinely serious about dating or building meaningful connections. They tend to attract broken and damaged individuals who are just looking for a quick fix or some temporary comfort in others. It's like a gathering of people carrying emotional baggage, hoping someone else will fill the void or make them forget their issues. But that's not how healthy relationships work. Instead of focusing on healing themselves and getting ready for a real, lasting relationship, these people are chasing distractions, thinking that someone else will solve their problems.
Here's what I've learned being single 7 months after being in a relationship for 4 years that should have left earlier. First of all, take your time. If you don't want to talk to a single male, you don't need to. But if you do, then do it and have fun with it. It doesn't need to be serious. It's not like high school. Just because you're hanging out with someone, you don't need to like make things official. It's what you want to make of it. My personal favorite part is being independent. I am so independent now. I actually prefer to be alone sometimes, which couldn't be me before. I'm not afraid to stay in. I'm not afraid to go out. I do whatever I want to do. I am so content being alone. I have so much fun alone. I've learned so much about myself that I didn't know before. Also, I'm learning to love myself and truly myself. Have my energy back. Like, I'm attracting good energy because my energy is good. I'm so confident. I'm so happy. And my friendships are the strongest they've ever been because I don't have negative energy affecting me anymore. So you only have to worry about yourself. Nice to not worry about what someone else is doing and do whatever the heck you want to do. Fun to take risks and travel and meet people that you wouldn't meet before and just put yourself out there and get butterflies again and flirting and like, I don't know. It's just fun. And just remember, what's meant for you will find. So go live your life because I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun.
This is the kind of advice women should absolutely avoid. When you have women telling other women to just be single, date for fun, and not take it seriously, it's like they're subtly encouraging them to embrace hookup culture. Essentially, it's telling them to just sleep around, and that mindset leads to more emotional damage in the long run. Not only does it devalue relationships, but it also leaves women more disconnected, more confused, and more emotionally drained. They end up chasing thrills instead of real love, and when the fun wears off, they're left feeling empty and unfulfilled. It's like setting them up to never find true happiness or stability in a relationship because they're stuck in this loop of treating dating like a game instead of something to be taken seriously. This is why women are each other's enemy. Essentially, what this woman is saying is, come get ran through in the streets like I do. Come join me in my misery.
I don't think guys really understand that the whole rise of like the nerdy loser dude who doesn't make money was so popular as like a trope in the 2000s, 2010s, because women could make money and because women had reproductive freedom. And now that that reproductive freedom is going away, guess what? We no longer want to date guys who don't make money, who are just like these cute, lovable, nerdy, geeky, down to earth. It's not a coincidence that you're seeing a rise in women who are like, no, I am materialistic. I need material things now. The era for dating for love and dating like lovable losers, it's over. Done.
Cool story, but the reality check is brutal. Does she seriously think that once a man becomes successful, he's going to come back and rescue her? It's delusional. The truth is, if she doesn't want you when you have nothing, she doesn't deserve you when you have everything. Men remember who was there when they were struggling, who supported them, and who dismissed them when they weren't at the top. If she's only gonna be there for what he has, the materialistic things, then he's better off without her. He doesn't need another baggage to handle.
Come speed dating with us. Train to Leeds.
For now, last few weekends I've been out. I haven't been drinking for the weekend.
Free drinks. Makeup check. We're here, let's sign in. Waiting. Getting nervous now. Oh, it's time. Let's do this. It's not going well so far. Get that drink down, you girl. Sat on my own. Story of my life. I'll just have my drink. Cheers.
Okay, let's give you that. We're going to go because I'm not really feeling it, but...
oh, really?
Yeah, thank you, though.
You should have gone in the younger age group.
I know.
Get that lift here now.
Thing, so it came quicker than... Oh my god, it's coming.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Save yourself the headaches and forget about these dating events. You might even have a terrible experience than you expect. If you're looking to date, then you should be looking in the real world. Even dating apps are a waste of time and effort. Don't look in these manufactured environments that are designed more for superficial interactions than genuine relationships. You will certainly be left disappointed.